What's up, everybody? Sparrow with a Gun here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on the Space Engineers Inspiration series. We're starting things off today with the SS-1 Serenity Mark II. I hope I got that right. Probably not, but who cares at this point. So this is primarily designed as a cargo ship, but overall I really like the design of it. It has it actually kind of reminds me of some kind of carrier or battleship in space kind of thing, with actually like a big fighter is what it looks like. If you pan really far back and this was a small ship, you'd kind of think it was some kind of fighter thing, which is cool for a cargo ship. I really like that. And it does have its own little fighter off to the side here, or off the back, for defense, which is a very good idea, especially considering that it's supposed to be a cargo ship, so you're probably carrying things of value. Now, the other thing that makes this ship interesting is it's designed to be a fast cargo freighter, which is interesting, because typically, you know, you think cargo freighter, you think big truck type thing that takes forever to get anywhere and uses a lot of gas. Well, this one, well, it might use a lot of gas, I don't know, because it has a lot of big thrusters on it, but it's designed to be very quick, which is kind of a cool change of pace for a cargo ship. So let's get inside and see what we're dealing with. I don't know if there's any other interior areas or if it's just the bridge. I think there is, because this looks like a large ship. And you got your GPS stuff over there, your damage readouts over here, and it looks like the air vents, oxygen farms, and cargo space and things like that, as well as power over here. Everything a good pilot needs. Alright, so let's take a peek at the interior here. Okay, so there's another side off of the deck. There's another side entrance to the interior as well. We've got a glassed off view of the assembler's gyroscopes and inverted gravity generator. Interesting. And we've got a med bay, gas summary, oxygen bottles, components, medical. Okay. So that's your med bay. In case anyone gets hurt moving the cargo, you know, got to think about your crew. Timer blocks, programmable blocks, no doubt, to run the scripts. And I think these are oxygen generators. I'm still getting used to some of the new blocks because they keep updating what they look like or adding more upgraded blocks, so I keep having to get used to what their what their designs look like. So we got cargo containers here, a reactor there, conveyors over here, vents. I think this is another oxygen generator, mayhaps. Ah, success. This looks like a airlock of some sort. And then this leads into cargo areas. Okay, I guess that cargo area is kept depressurized, and then we've got these cool catwalks on the side. I love these, by the way. I love being able to, like, walk out on the side of the ship and just be like, "Hey, Jimmy, where you at? I'm out back. I'm out on the side looking at the view." You know, I think that's really cool. Especially since they've added the maglock boots, which I still have yet to really play with and or figure out exactly how they work. But yeah, you're supposed to have these maglock boots where I think they work automatically if there's no gravity or something like that, if memory serves. Okay. And then we can go up from here. We get the oxygen tanks. Or tank, and another cargo container with a nice little skylight. Alright, now there was a way back here to go up. Wasn't there? Wait, did I miss it? Or is that the whole interior? That might be the whole interior. Wait a minute. I gotta make sure. I think I'm right, but I gotta make sure. I was thinking there was a path where I could go up. I guess it was over over there where we saw the oxygen tank and I went under instead of up. So I guess we did see everything. I mean, it's not a crazy huge ship or anything like that. I just really thought that I missed something, so, but I don't think I did. After further examination. Now, the one thing I wanted to test, though, is the supposed speed. So on planets, wow, yeah, this thing accelerates really fast. And actually, again, for a cargo ship, it turns pretty well. And all that stuff. What are these pistons for? Piston reverse. Rocket launchers for defense, obviously. Safety lock override for the pistons. Thrusters. Okay, so at the risk of blowing things up, I gotta see what these pistons are for. Oh! They're connectors on the side. Well, that's cool. So that you don't have to get super duper close. Wait. Are they both the same? No. Where's the other one? I don't think the other one's working or something. That's interesting. The safety lock's not on. Oh, it's because I'm hitting the wrong button. Like a dummy. Alright, there we go. Alright. So on that note, I think we're going to wrap this one up. Let's move on to the next one. Alright, so next up we have the Eradicator bounty hunter ship. And as the description explains, this was actually supposed to be a cargo ship that has been retrofitted into a bounty hunter ship. Now, I can't say... oh, yes I can. It will fly in space. Okay. I saw these atmospheric thrusters and I wasn't sure, given that it's a smaller ship and most of the screenshots are done on planet, I wasn't sure if it was actually able to fly in space. But I should have seen all these other glowy lights that are hydrogen and ion thrusters and went, duh, of course it can. So, it is a multi-atmosphere ship, I guess. Because typically, if they're just on planet, it'll just have atmosphere, and if they're just, you know... So when they include all three kinds of thrusters, it usually indicates that it can transfer. So, it has a pretty cool armor-plated... I don't know what this sensor is for, but it has a pretty cool armor-plated looking cockpit. Now, from the inside here, it looks like it's running a script, so I can't be sure... That's a sensor. No, I don't want that. So that's just an LCD screen, so it does look cool. I don't know how well that would actually defend you, or if that's actually its overall purpose, or if it's more so that you can see what's going on. I don't know. There's also, it looks like custom-made turrets with rotors and programmable blocks over on the wings here with these missile launchers. So that's kind of cool. And you've got merge blocks here, as well as small connector or detector. So you got the merge blocks there. We have landing gears on the bottom here with a connector on the bottom in case you need to dock on top of a ship with more merge blocks. I suppose that's what those are for. So overall, I really like the detail. I've said this a lot with a lot of these smaller ships or Corvette builds where they're like bigger ships with interiors, but they're on a small ship grid. I've said this a lot, that a lot of builders, at least the ones that do really well and get a lot of popularity on the workshop and stuff, they do a lot of really detailed stuff on these Corvette type builds, and I love it. I wish I could actually do as good on that area in my own stuff. Now, this is vanilla, and the door is said to be done with a projector. Now, this doesn't actually stop you from going in and out of the ship, and it doesn't look like there's any oxygen or anything, so if you were in survival or something, you might want to take that into account, that this doesn't seem to be an airtight ship. Though you could easily modify this with, instead of a projector, do some kind of like, you know, the airtight hangar doors or something to that effect. So it's easily fixable. And then that turns the quote-unquote door off. So that's a cool trick. I like that. It would just be whether or not you were actually planning on playing it with a survival mode in mind. And here's our example of the mag boots, in case you hadn't seen those before. And like I said, I really personally haven't played around too much with them, but when there's no gravity around, then they tend to... they try and latch on to whatever's underneath you. So it's kind of cool. I'm getting used to them, though. I haven't really messed with it that much. This looks like hydrogen tanks, I believe, with a couple of gyroscopes. And I like seeing the pipes and stuff run through with these little angle blocks and things. So like I said, I love the detail in these small builds. That's what makes them really, really cool. We've got information readout on our cargo container there. That looks like a battery with the more scripts. So this is the power terminal. So here's your power readout, and then there's the power station. You got a bed here with some cargo containers for personal storage. Okay, I gotta turn those off. They're driving me nuts. I don't know what this is, but it looks cool. What are those? Decoy blocks. Interesting use. And then we've got some screens, interior lights. Okay. And then a lot of detail in our little screens over here. Now this is actually kind of cool. We've got two kind of semi-co-pilot seats, I guess, with some different readouts and information. Captain Deathlock and co-pilot. But then there is also this seat up here, which has the overall damage readout of the ship and stuff like that. So that's kind of interesting that there's like a pilot seat and then there's like a flight seat type of thing. That's kind of cool. I like that. Reloadable, turret rotor, Gatling turret. I'm looking for whether or not this LCD screen is retractable or not, or if that's designed to be like the... I guess it's not. So I guess that's more of like the damage readout and stuff like that kind of area overall. So yeah, I like this one. I like the detail and stuff in it. I think it's really cool. But on that note, we'll end this one, and let's move on to the last one. Alright, so last but not least, we have the Hoya. I'm sure I'm getting that wrong, but that's how it looked like it was spelled to me, so get off my back. This is actually a really, 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 really cool ship. To me, anyway. I love intricate, detailed, and unorthodox builds. This is designed as a tourist ship, apparently, if the description is accurate, or at least if I'm reading it accurately. It can go from multiple atmospheres, so you can go from space to planets and so on. There is a limit on weight, however, that it cannot have a certain amount of weight in it, or else I don't think it can lift off. But overall, I really think this is kind of cool. It has this, like, transforming orb kind of thing to it, and you might have heard the sensors going off. At a certain distance, all the lights and LCD screens will turn off, and then when you get within distance, you'll see all the lights and LCD screens come back on. So, this is kind of cool. There's also, this looks like a flight seat, maybe. I'm not sure. So we obviously have a couple of bigger thrusters to help it get off the ground. I'm looking for the quote-unquote right entrance, though, because it said you won't need a jetpack on a planet, so I'm kind of trying... It has artificial gravity, so I'm wondering if we have a... Oh, never mind. I guess you can just walk up that. I thought that looked too steep. Never mind. Okay. Hoya timer block reverse landing piston only. Okay, so this is the landing piston, it looks like. So I believe, I'm not 100% sure on this. Oh, I see. I get it. Okay, so if I click this, it'll retract the quote-unquote boarding ramp. Okay. I get it now. And I believe that's also included in the transformation form or whatever. I don't know. I may or may not end up destroying this thing depending on how well I can understand the directions. But, see? That's how it's spelled. Hoya. This is really cool, though. We've got, I think it's a damage readout. It looks like it. I'm not real sure, though. I haven't dug into a lot of the newer scripts that have kind of become commonplace at the moment. I need to do that. So we have lights, screens, gravity generator, an air vent for the bridge to pressurize and depressurize. We have a med bay here. This looks like the main flight seat. Landing gears, connections on the back, maybe? Bridge, landing, ion atmosphere, hydrogen thrusters, batteries, jump drives, timer blocks. Okay, so this is reverse the sphere, and this was the one that we just pushed, which is just the landing gear. Sliding doors for the bridge, Gatling turrets, reactors, lots of controls to work with. Remote control for the autopilot. That's really cool. A lot of stuff went into... Whoops, I missed stuff. Projector. Interesting. I don't know what the projector's for. Keep projection. That might be for repairs. I've seen a few different builds do that. Nope. Okay. So let's see what's over here. Reverse sphere. Landing piston only. And the doors for the bridge. Okay. Here we go. SC report. Running status. Safety lock override. True. Gyroscopes working. Sphere closed. No. Open. Yes. Closing or opening. Rotors locked. Landing piston retracted. Extended. Retracting. Extending. Or locked. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Lights. Screens. I think this is the same thing that we saw over there. Generator and vent. Yep. Now, I don't see a huge amount of interior space at the moment, unless I'm missing something. Highly likely, but I don't know. Turn off the jetpack. Alright. So this is actually exposed, so you wouldn't want to use this unless you were outside, or, I mean, outside. What I meant by that was outside on a planet, or you had your helmet on. And then this, I believe, is either another flight seat or... I mean, it has all the same controls, so it's very likely. But I want to see this thing transform. So, we're not going to do the piston only. We're going to reverse the sphere, I think. I don't know if I should do both first. I mean, if I should do the landing piston first or not. I'm kind of looking at it over here in that area and seeing if it does it on its own. It does? Okay. And then it actually converts into, like, this flying orb, which is really awesome. I love it. And it said that you shouldn't probably do that while flying, for obvious reasons. You're more than likely going to end up ripping the thing apart. The other thing is, when it is open for viewing, since it is primarily a tourist ship, you can actually fly it with the sphere open. And apparently that will not, like, destroy the thing. It didn't say anything about space, so I don't know if you'd have a worse time in space or not. I don't think you would, given the whole no friction thing. But yeah, as far as the... Oh, and there's a bunch of screens up here. I didn't even see those. I need to look up every once in a while. So yeah, this is really neat. I like the idea. I mean, it's not super duper... like survival focused as far as that goes, but I really like the idea of having it do interesting things and transforming and all that kind of crap. So it'd be 3. So like this would be a more secure flying situation, but then when you landed somewhere, if you were wanting to give a tour or show off a planet, you'd hit the button again. And I want to see it from the inside, but then it all opens up and now you can kind of see more of what's going on out in the world. I think that's really awesome. I love it. Yeah, and now everything's much more open and inviting, and it's better for exploration. So yeah, I really like this idea. Like I said, practically, I mean, if you took this thing up against a warship or something, not a good idea. But it's not designed for that. It's a tourist ship. It's for exploring and science and coolness. And basically, somebody had a good idea and said, screw it, I'm gonna make a cool ship. And they did, because it's awesome. I just love stuff that transforms and shifts and does things. It's very unorthodox and unique, and I think it's really cool. So anyways, on that note, we're going to wrap things up here. In the meantime, I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I will see you all next time. Peace.